So Bob, what are we going to be doing in 2025 to implement AI into our process?
Well, first off, we're going to be replacing the hosts of these podcasts.
That makes sense.
They don't stumble over their words.
Now I need to leave the stumble in.
I know. No, seriously, like what we're going to be doing, it's pretty interesting stuff, and we're still in the early stages. We're still learning, so it'll be a learning journey for us, and I'm sure we'll have lots of ups and downs with it. But it's going to progress, and AI is just going to keep getting better and faster. So we've got to hop on the express train now. The first area that we're really focused on is development. The development AI tools that are out there can help us pretty significantly. So the set of tools where you're asking the AI model to help you write code or help you review code or help you make code better has started to become very powerful. And it works in a way such that we can feed it our coding standards. We can feed it our design system. We can feed it our code base so it can learn from our code base. So one of the early projects that has been done, and this is like very fresh off the presses, like this morning, Jen showed a demo of a little project she did. So in the email system how there's components. Well, when you write a component, you have to write software in about 5 different places. And then the way we write our code is whenever we write code, we write unit tests for it. So she had the AI development tool that we're using help her with that. And basically she just did a simple one. It was like a spacer component. So it wasn't too complicated, but it wrote the code for her, and the writing of the code was basically correct and involved very minimal effort on her part. Now, she had to use prompts that were correct and had depth of knowledge about them to tell the AI what to do. So you can't just have somebody off the street write code like that for you, but knowledgeable people can become a lot more productive. She estimates that writing the capability saved her about a day of coding time, and she was able to do it in a couple of hours, and that the unit test saved her probably about 2 or 3 hours of time. So we're talking about a pretty large factor there. A little project that might have taken, say, 2 to 3 days now takes a half a day or a day. Now, that's not going to be true for every project. I'm kind of estimating, my guess is that we'll get 10 to 20% productivity improvement. So last year we did 2,300 releases. I don't know if we'll get there this year, but kind of a private goal that I have, it's not going to be a stated, well, I guess it is stated if I say it.
I'll bleep it out.
is try to hit 3,000 releases this year. Basically, what AI is going to do is it's going to allow us to provide more software, more functionality to our customers sooner, which is great. I think the second thing that I'm very excited about with AI is we use Freshdesk as our support mechanism, and we have all of our support articles in there, as well as all the questions that customers have asked. So Freshdesk has an AI system that they can turn on, a chat bot, that uses all of that information to help answer questions. Now, this is going to be an optional thing that we're going to put onto our website, but will basically allow customers to continue to email us or call their account managers or to search in a traditional way, but we'll also turn on a chat bot. And I think that there's a certain percentage of the population that wants to play around with AI some. And I think it's going to help those people who choose to use AI. It will help them to use the system better, which I think is great and in a more productive way. And it may enable us to actually answer customers more quickly and in more of a custom type of a fashion. So we'll see how that pans out. The final area is kind of personal productivity. You were just showing me an example of you were setting up a sample ticket sign-up application, and you used ChatGPT to create a bunch of the content. and it was some sort of like a street festival with food trucks and stuff like that. And ChatGPT just made up a half a dozen different food truck ideas for you. But think about it for, a race director is trying to create more content for their site.
So you can get a real food truck name, get their menu, and have it give a description that you don't have to write, they'll write for you.
Yeah. I think that it's all about building prompts properly to be able to have the chat GPTs of the world kind of improve the content for you. Allison's playing with a little tool that basically is an AI agent for Excel. So manipulating spreadsheet data in a more intuitive way and things like that. So I think that there's a bunch of personal productivity ideas that people will use. I know Darren uses it for Midjourney, partly for personal enjoyment and recreation, but also partly for work type of purposes to come up with icons and things like that in our user interface. So the idea for 2025 being the year of AI here is to really encourage our whole team to explore and then to make sure that we share the information that we're learning with each other so that we can kind of hop on the express train.